Hello, good morning everyone. I'm coming from Slovenia, the neighboring country, not very far away from here. And I'm coming from the Civic List, a Liberal Party, one of the newest on the stage. We were established in October 2011, just before parliamentary elections in our country. I think it was about 2 months before parliamentary elections. And at the parliamentary elections we won 8.4%, and we found ourselves in a very ungrateful position of kingmaker. So as a centric party we were the ones to decide whether to form a left-wing, center-left or a center-right coalition. Politically, in our country we hadn't really had centric liberal parties before. We had left-wing liberal parties, left liberals. We are trying to bring together economic liberal ideas on one hand, so a little bit more to the right in economic way, and social ideas of social liberalism like tolerance, rule of law and so on, a little bit more from the left. So as I said, we were the ones to decide between two possible coalitions, and we opted for a center-right coalition. The main reason was the economic program, because the country was in a very difficult economic situation, even more than other Eurozone members, and our thought was that the most important thing at that time was to recover the economy, to consolidate public finance. So we decided to make a coalition with conservatives. We held three very important positions: Speaker of the Parliament, Minister of Finance and Minister of Justice. And our Minister of Finance was the key act of the reforms, especially the fiscal consolidation and rehabilitation of the banking sector. And the government was quite successful in terms of economic reforms and consolidation of public finance. In the first year we reduced the deficit from 5.7 to 3.7. But then January 2013 came, and a report of the Anti-Corruption Commission dealing with the personal assets of leaders of parliamentary parties, including myself. I was clean, but not the chairpersons of the leading coalition party and of the leading opposition party. It was a huge scandal in Slovenia, and we immediately reacted and called on the Prime Minister to step down, which he didn't, so we left the coalition. We left the coalition in January this year. We were followed by two other coalition parties, and we called for preliminary elections, which would probably bring us a very good result. But in Slovenia it is impossible, without the decision of the Prime Minister, to have preliminary elections. It's up to the Prime Minister to ask for a vote of confidence. If he or she does not win the vote of confidence, then you get preliminary elections. In our constitutional order, the only possible way was to throw the government, was a constructive vote of no confidence. We only have a constructive vote of no confidence, meaning that you have to appoint a new Prime Minister in order to put aside the actual government. So that's what we did. From the right wing, from the center-right, we moved to the center-left coalition, and we are in this coalition now. But most interestingly, this coalition actually follows almost all the reforms which were started by the previous government. So the other coalition partners changed their rhetorics big time. They had to move in their economic thinking more to our views, to liberal views. So we can say that we are somehow the constant element of both governments. we stick to our principles, to our program from the beginning in both governments, which cannot be said for the other coalition parties. And yeah, to end, it's very interesting to hear from you, from other members of Liberal family, what your problems are, because more and more we see that we share the same problems. We are somewhere in between the left and the right, seen sometimes as parties who don't know exactly what they want. Are they left, are they right? And it's even much more so in our country, which is traditionally very strongly divided to the left and to the right.
Thank you very much, and we move first to the last case.